I'm Braden Arnold.
I'm Lexi Arnold. I can't do it again. I'm his wife. I am 22 years old.
I am 23 years old.
We've been married for a little over 6 months.
We dated for about 4.5 years.
We met in high school. Our Spanish class, we were homeschooled, so we had a little Spanish class we met in, and Braden was the nerdy, goofy kid in Spanish class. Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Sure, yep, she's got it. I knew that I wanted to be more than friends probably when I first saw her at Spanish class. Just kind of got my attention over there, and I thought I'd like to get to know her.
I knew I wanted to be more than friends with Braden, maybe later after getting to know him, I guess. I wasn't really interested, I guess, which is kind of funny now, but yeah.
What was unique about our relationship when we were dating? Going into it, Lexi told me that she didn't want to kiss until her wedding day. And my old me, we'll say that, was like, yeah, right. I'm gonna get her to kiss me beforehand. We started dating. I realized that was something she was very passionate about, and she kept strong, and it made me want to take on that goal with her. Something that made me want to take it on was just previous relationship. I know that once you start being physical, it's hard to not keep going and just keep pushing your boundaries, so just get to know her better. I mean, that was pretty important.
I really wanted this standard to be true in our relationship. It all started when I went to a service at Life Action Ministry.
At the age of 12, Lexi heard a sermon about a father who had challenged his son to refrain from kissing for 3 months to get to know his girlfriend personally and spiritually rather than physically. While dating, the couple agreed to accept the father's challenge. As the relationship continued to grow, they decided to save their first kiss for the wedding day. While listening to that sermon, Lexi felt God tugging at her heart. She knew she wanted to make this her devotion as well. A few years later, as faith would have it, God's hand began to move. He brought Braden and Lexi into each other's lives. At the beginning stages of their relationship, Lexi told Braden of her desire to get to know him on a deeper and personal level first and not to kiss until marriage. Being the great man that Braden is, he followed with a, "You've got to be kidding me." Actually, Braden happily accepted the challenge as his own. They both felt that kissing and physical intimacy would be more special when they were man and wife. 4.5 years ago, when they took this leap of faith, Lexi and Braden truly saw and continue to see God's hand and blessing on their lives. Now this day has finally arrived. Today will be the first time Braden and Lexi have kissed and shared that together. They want to honor God with this decision as He has richly blessed them. They also hope this is an encouragement to people of all ages to challenge each of you in your relationship. Seek God and listen to His voice where He leads. In the presence of God and these assembled witnesses, I pronounce you husband and wife, no longer two but one. Braden, for the first time ever, buddy, lay it on her. Kiss your wife.
I was really picky about who I dated, and I actually never had a boyfriend until Braden, so yeah. I don't know, I'm really proud of him because I wanted him to be my friend first. First, I was unsure of, I guess, him a little bit, but I mean, in a way, and then I told him about my standards because I get all emotional. Okay. It just means a lot to me, what he did for me, because a lot of guys wouldn't do that. I got made fun of a lot for it sometimes, like kind of how we talked about labeling ourselves. Like, we can't let those labels define us, because it was something that was really important for me to do. And at times I didn't think that I could do it, but with God's help and Braden helping me too, we did it together. Now it's something that's really special. Just because you had a relationship and you kissed someone, it's not a sin to kiss someone. It's not a sin to be in a relationship. But for us, we wanted ours to be different, to where when you go past a certain point of the physical.
Where do you stop? I mean, once you start going, it's like a freight train, and you just don't know where to stop.
Yeah.
So why begin until
No
you're
matter,
married?
yeah,
And
even though you've had a past, or it doesn't mean you can start. You can start fresh now. Like, you know, God forgives your sins. God forgives you for what you've done, and not that dating is a sin or kissing is a sin or holding hands. It's just something that we decided to do at a young age, and so that we didn't lead to other things before we were married. And I honestly think we got to know each other a lot better too, because, you know, all those times you could have spent doing other things, we talked and found out.
sleeping.
Yeah.
I could have been sleeping.
Sleeping.
Talked to you till like 3 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, but you knew.
That's all right. I was young then. I'd say I was probably kind of like one of those guys who had a past, because I was known as like a homeschool player, which to normal people, that is like, you know, just talking to someone. But yeah, don't be afraid to have people make fun of you, because honestly, I tell that story to people all the time. I'll tell people at work, and they're like flabbergasted that we have never kissed before our wedding. They're like, "You what? You've never kissed?" I'm like, "No." They're like, "Do you live together?" "No, that's not our normal." And they're like, "Well, how do you know if you like them?" I'm like, "Because it's not about the physical stuff. It's emotional and connecting on a deeper level." So.
And I think something like, even for guys, as a girl, something that attracted me the most to Braden is that he was willing to take that goal on for himself too, because I had a lot of guys come, like, want, I don't know, that kind of sounded conceited. I didn't mean it conceited, but like, you know, and they weren't worth it because they didn't want to be my friend. I told Braden I wanted to be his friend first and foremost, because every relationship I looked at is, you are going into that relationship to marry this person. So I didn't want to waste my time on someone that I wasn't going to marry. I think that is a super attractive quality in a guy, that he would respect something like that in a girl.